Hi guys, Simon here. It's been about 6 days since my last upload. The reason for that, there's a few reasons really. Number one, I've been very busy in my personal life and I've kind of got kids back in school and everything's kind of going back to normal. Second one is I've been lazy. I'm tired, I didn't particularly want to do any, so I didn't do any. So today's kind of topic is, are you overtraining and not gaining? It's pretty simple really. A lot of people overtrain and they don't gain when they're overtraining. So what indication do you get if you are overtraining? What do you feel? What goes first? There's a few indications. Number one, you're always tired. You don't feel like you can actually do the exercises that you normally would be able to do in the gym. One of the sure indications is grip strength. So if you're able to do, let's say, 10 pull-ups in a normal scenario and you get to the third set and your grip strength is going rather than anything else, in other words, your hands cannot grip any further and your grip is going and going and going and then you have to let go before you finish that 10, that is one of the indications that you're overtraining. So look out for that one. The other one is that you're tired before you should be tired. So when you used to be able to do an hour and a half, you can only do an hour, or you don't feel like doing the full 5 sets, instead you do 3.5 or 4 instead of the 5. That's a sure indication that you're actually training too much and that maybe you should dial it back a bit. That shouldn't normally happen unless you're doing more than you should. So scenario with that is, let's say you're on a cut and you suddenly cut your calorie intake by maybe 500 calories per day. That's a sure sign that you're actually not getting enough calories to do the exercises that you should normally do. In a normal scenario, you should be able to do your 5 sets while taking in as much calories as you should be taking in to do those sets. But you still want to be on a cut. So you've got to weigh up those two as to what matters more, your health or your calorie intake and gaining. So to me, at our age, 45 plus, you need to be considering your health more than your gains. At a certain age, you're going to start slowing down, you're going to start mattering more about health than about gains. So it's a personal thing, you have to weigh it up for yourself as to what matters more to you. To me, my health matters more than my gains. And at the moment, my grip strength is going in and around the 5th set, and then at about 8 reps. So I know I've overtrained and I'm stopping. So I'm cutting it back a little bit. I'm doing 4 sets instead of the 5 sets, and I'm getting them done with good form rather than with bad form and only doing a few bad reps. A few bad reps is not good. You want to be doing them with good form and getting them done properly. The other thing is, how long do you put up with this? How long should you cut for? How long should you do with less calories? And in my opinion, once your grip strength is starting to go, you need to be increasing your calorie intake a little bit to keep up with it. And that's just half of it. That's not all of it. The other half is you should be slowing down or reducing the amount of sets you're doing to catch back up again. Because what happens is, if you're cutting your calories and you're doing those 5 sets and you're only getting as many as 8 in the final set instead of 10, because your grip strength is going, that means you're breaking your muscles down, you're breaking them down too much, and you're not going to gain. You need to be gaining, which means you need to be sustaining yourself, sustaining your energy, and getting as much out of the exercise as possible. So, to me, it's a simple choice. Cut down on the exercise, increase the calories a little bit to keep up, because you're not doing yourselves any favours. The other things you want to consider are what's going on in your other life, apart from gym life. Other things can affect you, your mood, how you feel emotionally, if you're feeling good about yourself, if you're feeling bad about yourself. If something's going on outside of the gym that makes you feel bad, it's going to reflect in your gym work too. So take that into account as well. It's not all about, pushing yourself to the limit. Sometimes you need to take it easy, sometimes you need to take a week off, sometimes you need to recover more than you need to gain. Because remember, recovery is half the gain. When you're asleep, when you're recovering, that's when your muscles are repairing, it's when you gain the most. So in my opinion, if you feel your grip strength going, test it, see if it is going, take a break. Take 2, take 3 days off, altogether. Regain, recover, get strength back, and you'll find that you can continue what you were doing before far quicker. The other thing is re-evaluate where your calories are coming from. And what I mean by that is your macros. Maybe you're eating too much protein, not enough carbohydrates, maybe you're lacking in fat. One sign of that you've got less intake of fat than you actually should have is sunlight. If you're outside and you're continuously squinting, you're not getting enough fat into your system. So you need to reevaluate, you need to change your macros, maybe take less protein, more carbohydrates, more fat. So maybe add something that contains more carbohydrates, add more pasta, more rice, maybe add bread back into the mix. So if you feel that it's not working for you, there's something that needs to be changed. The other thing you need to look at is sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Everybody needs between 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night. At least 7 hours. That's the time when your hormones are at the highest. Just before you wake up in the morning, your hormones are at their peak. That's when you gain the most, when you're sleeping. Your hormones are active, your recovery process is most active, everything is working to repair your body, your mind, everything is at its peak when you're asleep. So sleep is incredibly important. If you're not getting enough sleep, you need to reevaluate when you fall asleep and when you wake up. And if you're not getting enough sleep, maybe you need to fall asleep quicker. Calm yourself down. Don't be on electronics. Don't be watching an exciting program, or don't be playing an exciting game before you go to sleep. Have a read of a book. Have a conversation with somebody maybe before you go to sleep. Your partner or a friend or whatever. Have a phone conversation, online conversation to calm you down. Do something that's calming. For me, it's reading. Might be completely different for you, but you need to calm your brain down, calm your system down, get your heart rate low before you go to sleep, to get yourself ready. Get yourself in a routine. Do things on a routine basis that you would do every night before you fall asleep, so that subconsciously your brain knows that you're just about to go to sleep and it's ready for you to go to sleep. So even if you don't realize it, subconsciously, because you're getting into this routine of A, B, C, D, E, of doing these certain things before you go to sleep, your brain is getting ready for you to do that. So do the same thing every single night, try it for a week, and I can guarantee you, you will sleep better. Try breathing techniques, meditation techniques, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. So you breathe in 5 seconds, go, and 2 seconds out, and do that over for about 10 seconds, for about 10 times, and you'll find that your heartbeat slows, you become relaxed, even getting something like a sinus rhythm in. So breathing in. It's a meditation technique. Try something like that before you go to sleep, and you'll find it much easier because your heart rate slows, you become calmer, and you're ready then for sleep. The other thing to consider is what you eat before you go to sleep. If you're eating maybe within 1 or 2 hours of sleep, you might find it very hard to actually sleep. So have a look at what you're eating, what you're consuming just before you go to bed. That can keep you awake longer. So if you're eating carbohydrates or something that gives you energy just before you're going to bed, you're going to find it a little bit harder to get to sleep. With me, I try not to eat after 8 p.m. and I go to bed at about 12 o'clock. So for about 4 hours, my body has no food in it. It takes about 8 hours for your food to go from one end to the other, to digest completely. So my food is at a kind of a halfway minimum. By the time I'm awake, I'm starving and I'm ready for breakfast. So have a look at what you eat before you go to sleep. Try to give yourself about a 2-hour window before you go to sleep. That way you're getting a mini fast in, So if you're not eating 2 hours before you go to sleep and you go to bed at 12 o'clock, that means 10 o'clock, and you're getting up, let's say, at about 8, that's a good fast time. Remember, breakfast is called breakfast because you're breaking your fast. It's the longest period you will have between meals. So think about what you're eating, maybe eat a bit less the sooner you get to your bedtime, and you'll find it easier to get to sleep. The other thing to look at is the nutritional value of each food you're eating. Maybe you're not getting the proper nutritional value out of the food that you've maybe been eating to cut down on. So if you're on a cut, maybe you're not getting enough nutritional value out of the calories that you're consuming. So reevaluate how much vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, all the different things, individual components of the meal that you're getting. So you need to get the nutritional value, you need your vitamins and minerals, not just to have it broken down into the 3 main categories of fat, protein and carbohydrates. You need to get the proper nutritional value out of that complete meal as well. So if you're on a cut, have a look at what each meal contains so that you know you can have your energy reserves even if you're on a cut. Maybe also consider taking a digestive enzyme, broad spectrum digestive enzyme supplement. They can break down things like milk into smaller sugar levels, like lactose. Some people are lactose intolerant, so if you take this, it breaks down the lactose into sugar that your body can use way quicker. Same with others, so you need to look at the food, whether it's easy to digest or not. So some foods will be very hard to digest, and that will slow you down, make you lethargic. So a digestive broad spectrum digestive enzyme will help you break down that food way quicker and make you less lethargic. So maybe look into getting one of those. That may help, and it may give you more energy to do the exercises that you want instead of your body working twice as hard to digest these very hard to digest foods. The other thing to maybe consider is changing up your routine. Maybe doing something a little bit different. Maybe not doing those arm exercises which involve you hanging. So get onto a machine that will do the same thing maybe, or let's say you're doing leg raises, maybe do crunches instead. That'll get the abs instead of using your arms. A lot of exercises that some people do involve other parts of your body instead of exercising, let's say, the abs. You're exercising your arms as well because you're hanging like this, so your arms are under stress, as well as doing the crunches, the leg raises. You're exercising your arms. So maybe do a few crunches instead. Isolate the muscle. Leave out the muscles that are secondary. That will rest those secondary muscles and put more pressure on the primary muscle that you want to exercise. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much to everybody that subscribed. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that middle one in the middle there. There'll be 2 videos on either side as well, so give them a quick look. Thank you everybody that's supporting my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. Every single like is noticed. Every single comment is noticed. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you in the next one. Good night.